Welcome to the City Council meeting summary of February 18th, 2026. Thanks for tuning in. As you saw last meeting, we'll be changing the format slightly. A different counselor will present each month, so you won't have to listen to my stilted speech every month. We started the meeting with public comments, where Roxy Cooler, the retired Port of Elsie manager, who is now working on a strategic plan for the Port of Elsie, asked for public comments to that strategic plan. If you're not aware, the Port's authority extends to the county line, including the Yachats River. She asked for written public comments by March 6th. In the past, they have considered a kayak canoe launch. If you think that's a good idea, or you have other ideas for how the Port can possibly provide services to the city, be sure to reach out to the Port. We all pay property taxes to the Port of Elsie, so we should have a say in what they're doing in the long run. City manager and staff report were next. As usual, I strongly suggest that you review that report to see the great work staff is doing and what's going on in the city. We did learn from the city manager that due to staff reductions at the sheriff's department and a hiring freeze, the sheriff's service is being reduced through the county. Our 50% time deputy sheriff will only be in Yachats 25% of the time. The All-Port deputy, who's currently at 1.5, will be reduced to 0.75. There will still be a South County deputy available. Our costs will be reduced, but this is still disappointing news. Please, though, if you do have a reason to call the sheriff, don't hesitate to dial 911. Either the Wildport, Yachats, or South County deputy can respond. Regarding the long-delayed wetlands inventory, the city received a text list of outstanding items. Let's hope that by developing methodical tracking, DSL and our contractor can close this long-standing project. We next interviewed a candidate for the Finance Committee. The committee had recommended Paul Kelly to serve, and the council approved. Paul brings a great background, including manufacturing several plants, one that manufactured SCADA equipment, which we use in our water and wastewater plants. He has both an MBA and 2 engineering degrees, and so his input will be extremely valuable for our CIPs and long-range planning. We then looked at proposed languages to Chapter 2 in our ordinances, commissions and committees. Our commissions were formed in the 1990s during the strong mayor form of government, where we had very little staff. Under that structure, commissioners were decision-making and oversight bodies. We now have a city manager and staff that are responsible for implementing the city council goals. We still value volunteers' roles in recommending projects and priorities, assisting the city manager and staff as requested, and serving as a voice for the community. To align the work of our volunteers, we are considering shifting from a commission to a committee structure. This aligns with what other cities do. As part of the transition, Parks and Commons will become the Community Spaces Committee with broader responsibility, advising the city on all open spaces, and with an emphasis on implementing the Greater Commons Master Plan. This was the first time the council reviewed the language, and as we move forward, there will be public hearings as we solidify that language. You can find the proposed language in the packet. We next discuss public notices. We reviewed the state law regarding public notices and our practices for ordinance changes. We currently use social media, our newsletter, city hall and post office postings, and have been sending out postcards. Following the meeting, though, we will no longer send postcards, but rather post in the Lincoln Chronicle, as do most cities in Lincoln County. This saves us money, as each postcard runs about $900 between the postage, the card, and the labor. This change is only relevant to ordinances that do not deal with land use. Land use ordinances per Oregon statute will continue to be sent out on postcards. We next looked at water demand and capacity. One of our goals this year was to determine how much water we have as we look at increased density. We looked at charts created by our Public Works water lead, Rick McClung, showing that we can clearly service a reasonable increase in demand, even before factoring in the water that we can purchase from Southwest Lincoln Water, PUD. Understand that when we're looking at water capacity, we're really concerned about the max capacity. which happens in the summer where our water demands triple. The charts indicate that around 2041, with projected growth of several hundred residents as well as full capacity in the hotels, we start to get close to maximum demand, and at that point would need to start definitely buying water from Southwest Lincoln. Still, we don't want to be cavalier about this topic, but we at least now have means to monitor realistically and plan for the future needs as climate change impacts how much and when water falls. We then looked at our vacation rental license code amendment to ensure that we had captured and integrated all the council and public comments as appropriate, and that all the wording was finalized. We've had 3 public meetings on this topic, and I will move forward with a vote in the March City Council meeting following notice per our new procedure. And in a more fun note, we're going to have a free throw shooting contest at 4:30 on February 26th. Come and see if you can beat Team Council, and everybody's welcome at all levels. We'll have a lot of fun, and there will be prizes. So thank you for taking the time to listen to this recap of the February 18th, 2026 Yachats City Council. Really appreciate it. If you have questions or comments, please don't hesitate to reach out to myself, the City Council, or the City Manager.